Welcome, Englishers. Yes, midterms are over, and here we are with the second round of academics. So let us gear up. Let us together, you and me, pull up our socks, tighten our seatbelts, and start our today's module. Well, students, before starting the next module, I would like to tell you something about ballads. Well, what are ballads? Ballad, you could say, is a poem or a song that narrates a story, probably a short story. It is a kind of verse. Today, we are going to do The Tale of Custard the Dragon from your book First Flight. This poem or ballad is written by Ogden Nash, a renowned poet. Ogden Nash, an American poet basically, and is known to have written humorous poetries. So students, The Tale of Custard the Dragon. Let us start. This poem is written in the style of a ballad, as I told you. A song or a poem that tells a story. And it is going to tell us the story of the protagonist, Belinda. You must be familiar with ballads that narrate tales of courage or heroism. This poem is a humorous ballad close to a parody. Let us read it loud, paying attention to the rhythm. I start with the first paragraph. Belinda lived in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little grey mouse, and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon, and a really truly little pet dragon. What a beautiful rhyme scheme! So Belinda is the protagonist of the poem. And she has many pet creatures, you could say, like black kitten, grey mouse, etc., etc. The poet says that once there was a little girl named Belinda. She lived in a little white house. She lived with some creatures who were her pets. Now who they were? There was a kitten, a grey mouse, a yellow dog, a little red wagon, and a creature that the poet says was really and truly a dragon. So there the words realio and trulio to rhyme and to give a musical impact have been used. Now stanza 2, children. Now the name of the little black kitten was Ink, and the little grey mouse she called him Blink. And the little yellow dog was sharp as mustard, but the dragon was a coward and she called him Custard. Here the poet means to say, he explains the name of all the animals that are tamed by Belinda. He says that the name of the black kitten is Ink, the name of the grey mouse is Blink, in order to rhyme it. And the little yellow dog had yellow color, and so she calls him Mustard. Mustard is a yellow colored flower, and the dragon that was a coward means he was a weak creature. Therefore, she called it Custard. Moving on to stanza 3. Custard the dragon had big sharp teeth and spikes on top of him and scales underneath, mouth like a fireplace chimney for a nose, and realio trulio daggers on his toes. So here, let's go with the difficult words. Spikes. Spikes, children, please pen them down in your book. A thin, pointed surface. Scales now are thin, bony plates protecting the skin of fish and other reptiles. Underneath, situated directly below. And fireplace, children, and it is an outdoor structure of brick or stone or metal for an open fire. And dagger, of course, you must be knowing, a sharp knife. The poet describes the dragon, that it had big sharp teeth and spikes on top.
This means that its skin was pointed on the top. On the lower part, it had scales, children, which were bony plates to protect the skin. His mouth has been compared to a fireplace because it is assumed that dragons can release fire from the mouth. You must have seen in your documentaries, films, and other magazines, and comics also. Even his nose is compared to a chimney, which is used to pass out smoke. His feet are like a sharp knife, that is a dagger. Moving on to stanza 4. Belinda was as brave as a barrel full of beers, and Ink and Blink chased lions down the stairs. Mustard was as brave as a tiger in rage, but Custard cried for a nice safe cage. So barrel, children. Barrel is a drum. And chased means to hunt or to follow. And rage, keep on noting down the words. Rage is anger. So now the poet explains the inner strength or the bravery of various characters mentioned in the poem. He says that Belinda was as brave as a group of bears, and Ink and Blink was so brave that they could hunt lions. So here he has shown the bravery of the kitten and the little mouse that could hunt even a lion. Is it possible now? The dog was very brave, just like an angry tiger. But to contrast of all of them was Custard. Custard, the dragon, was not brave. He was so afraid of everything that he always demanded what? Demanded a safe cage.